Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the May 7th, 2022 special edition of The Breast There Is, The Breast There Was, and The Breast There Ever Will Be Wrestling Podcast. As always, I am your host, Mikey B, WWE, and today's podcast will be featuring my predictions for the pay-per-view Wrestlemania Backlash, the first pay-per-view following last month's Wrestlemania showcase. So, this will be the first pay-per-view going on after WrestleMania. Some feuds continuing from WrestleMania, some new feuds going on. Surprisingly, the matches listed on WWE.com, we have only one championship match, which is kind of weak for a WWE pay-per-view show. So, not sure what's going on with that, but either way, there are 6 matches listed on the WWE.com website. Somewhat differently than other pay-per-views recently. The match card doesn't say match card in brackets so far, as they've done in many other months when they've been doing pay-per-views. And I'm also doing this a day ahead of schedule, so good for WWE that they are on top of it this time and they have their match card ready. So there are 6 matches listed on the card, so let's get right to it. The first match is between former friends Happy, Corbin, and Madcap Moss. These guys were friends for the greater part of last year and up early this year, and now they are no longer buddies after Corbin sort of turned on Madcap Moss after Moss won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And because they've, recently did this turn, and if they're going to do anything to try and build up Madcap Moss, this is the way to do it. You separate from, your longtime partner who was the bigger billing guy. Madcap Moss was just the sidekick. So now Madcap Moss is his own performer. And if they really want to give him a push and make him a legitimate singles performer, then this is the way you do it. You have him beat a legitimate, pretty much veteran now, Baron Corbin, or Happy Corbin as he goes by these days. So Madcap Moss is my pick to win this match over Happy Corbin. I'm sure there's going to be some controversial stuff happening, but I do think Madcap Moss will get the win, and this feud will not be done after tomorrow night. So, but either way, for predictions, Madcap Moss is my pick over Happy Corbin. The second match on the card is between Bobby Lashley and Omos, and Bobby Lashley was successful against Omos at WrestleMania, but since then, MVP has now aligned himself with Omos instead of Bobby Lashley. So because of that, I'm giving the edge to Omos to be victorious over Bobby Lashley in that match. The third match is between AJ Styles and Edge. These two also fought at WrestleMania, and now they're having a repeat match. And their match at WrestleMania was affected by Damian Priest appearing at ringside and causing confusion and distraction, and Edge was able to prevail there. This time, the stipulation is that Damian Priest is barred from ringside. Even with that stipulation, I still think Damian Priest is going to be able to create some sort of distraction, maybe through on the Titantron or something. But Damian Priest will he'll have some kind of a role in affecting this outcome, and this outcome will then favor Edge, in my opinion. So Edge will once again defeat AJ Styles in that match. The fourth match of the night is for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and it's an I Quit match between the champion Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. This feud is one of these programs that I think is still not going anywhere. This won't be done after tomorrow night. I think that Charlotte Flair, much like her father, has a penchant for using dirty tactics and tricks to win at all costs. I think some sneaky stuff's going to happen in this match too, especially considering that other people have been involved in their feud a little bit lately, like Drew Gulak. He's had some kind of a role. I just feel that Charlotte Flair, there's going to be lots of stuff happening in this I Quit match, and Charlotte Flair I think will win controversially and retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Extending their feud, setting this up for another matchup. Who knows when? Maybe it'll continue the following month as well. But for tomorrow's pay-per-view, I think Charlotte Flair will win the match and retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. The fifth match on the card is another rematch from WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes taking on Seth Rollins. The difference here at WrestleMania, it wasn't known who Seth Rollins' mystery opponent was going to be until Cody Rhodes made his dramatic return to WWE after many years away in the rival company AEW. I think a lot of wrestling fans are still kind of shocked by this because while many WWE superstars have left WWE and joined AEW, Cody Rhodes is one of the biggest stars from AEW to return back to WWE. So he must have received a much bigger payday and probably some privileges to be a booker backstage, which I read he had lost those privileges with AEW a while ago. So that's, I think, something that factored into his decision to come back to WWE. Nevertheless, both of these guys are very good in the ring. And because Cody Rhodes recently returned, I think it would be in bad taste to have him lose to Seth Rollins at, I guess now technically his second pay-per-view, even though his first pay-per-view, WrestleMania, he wasn't even announced. So with his first advertised pay-per-view in WWE in so many years, I just think it would be bad form for WWE to hand Cody Rhodes a loss to Seth Rollins. And if it does happen like that, it's definitely going to be a dirty victory, a controversial victory. There's no way Cody Rhodes is just going to get flat out beaten by Seth Rollins clean in the middle of the ring. That is definitely not going to happen. So because of this and because I still think they're working on building Cody Rhodes back into top level main event status, he's going to have to beat guys like Seth Rollins to not only attain that spot, but then retain it. So I'm going Cody Rhodes against, I think he's going to be victorious over Seth Rollins in this match. And now for the main event, which is a 6-man tag team match. Snooze. I don't like 6-man tag matches. I mean, nothing really gets proven. This is going to be between Roman Reigns and his cousins, the Usos, taking on Drew McIntyre and the team of Randy Orton and Riddle, RK Bro. So this is one of these matches that for sure we're going to see some continuation after tomorrow night's pay-per-view with both groups. I think we're going to see Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre have a program for the undisputed WWE Universal Championships. I guess since he holds both of them, there's going to be a feud between those guys, most definitely. And this feud between the Usos and RK Bro is not going to be done yet either. This is going to be a real wild gong show of a match, I believe. And I just think because Roman Reigns and the Usos have been red hot and the company's been really still building them up, they're going to find a way to win this match, which, again, it'll be in a controversial fashion. So Drew McIntyre and RK Bro will be livid and they will want more matches following this. So, excuse me. I do think that the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos, they will be victorious over the other team of Drew McIntyre and RK Bro. So there you have it, folks. A quick recap of who I believe the 6 victors will be tomorrow night. I think it'll be Madcap Moss, Omos, Edge, Charlotte Flair, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns, the team of Roman Reigns and the Usos. So there you go. Like I said, I'm a little bit disappointed that there's only one championship on the card for tomorrow night. That's really weak for WWE standards. But hopefully there will be some surprises in store and that this pay-per-view will be better than how it appears on paper. So there we are. Thanks very much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel below if you enjoyed what you heard. Thanks very much and see you next time.